6ix9ine officially on witness protection.
The blue. That's how I feel. I'm keeping it real.
We gonna take over the world, like, you know what I'm saying? So we went overseas.
Brooklyn-based rapper young Tekashi 6ix9ine has been the center of attention lately as he prepares to testify against his former gang members in a federal racketeering case. Tekashi has already reached an agreement with the prosecution in exchange for his testimony, and it looks like he'll get out of all of this with no jail time. But here's the flip side of that. He's going into the witness protection program. Welcome to Lime Report. Today we're talking Tekashi 6ix9ine and the details of his official witness protection deal. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and comment keyword WITNESS for a chance at our $100 Amazon gift card giveaway. Now, let's get into it. Make sure you watch through to the end to get every piece of information. If you're tuning into this, there's a good chance you're already familiar with at least some of Tekashi's story. For more information, including the official plea agreement, you can check out the links in the video description below. In case you aren't familiar, we'll cover a few of the major plot points before we get into the witness protection program. Tekashi was born in Brooklyn as Daniel Hernandez. He saw his father pass away from gun violence when he was just 13 years old, just a few feet from his family's front door. Tekashi started acting out as a result, eventually getting kicked out of the 8th grade. Instead of going back to school, he started making money to help out his mom. He took a few jobs around the neighborhood, eventually landing at a local bodega where he sold illegal substances, mainly grass and smack. These activities got him arrested and sentenced to some time at Rikers Island. That's when Tekashi's life took a serious turn. Rikers is an infamous New York jail, which houses an average of 10,000 inmates on a daily basis, and has made headlines for instances of inmate abuse at the hands of correctional officers, as well as incidents of violence between the inmates. Keep in mind, Rikers isn't a prison, it's a jail, which means inmates are held there often awaiting trial and for shorter, more localized sentences. The gang affiliations within Rikers are notorious, and often people have to form alliances to survive their stay there. While Tekashi was held, he formed an association with the suspect of the infamous Bloods, known as the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods, and when he got out, he hit the ground running. Tekashi became wrapped up heavily in all of their criminal activities, including robberies at gunpoint and the sale of narcotics. Eventually, Tekashi got involved with making music, which really took off for him in 2014. Tekashi had a lot of success in the rap scene and acted as a money-making bank for his criminal connections. He would feed the money from his rap career into his gang, which used it to carry out robberies and sell narcotics. He went to great lengths to build up a bad boy persona, even dubbing himself a supervillain. His musical career has been largely characterized by his public beefs with other celebrities, most notably and recently with rappers Casanova and Chief Keef. Last year, he was arrested on federal racketeering and firearm charges. Allegedly, he was part of a conspiracy to hit Casanova and Chief Keef, neither of which were successful. But now that he's been locked up, he struck a plea agreement with prosecutors in exchange for no jail time and entrance into the witness protection program. Tekashi is going to testify against some of his former friends. It seems pretty out of character for a hardened criminal and rapper like Tekashi 6ix9ine to testify for a deal, but when we break it down, you'll understand why. If you were in his situation, you would probably make the same choice. Before the sweeping arrests that locked up 12 members of Tekashi's gang, him included, Tekashi was the victim of a robbery and assault at the hands of his former friends. Apparently, Tekashi had been operating as the bank for his subsect of the gang. He said that his role was to bring in the money from his rap career and distribute it to his gang members. They then used that cash to buy firearms, set up robberies, and distribute narcotics. Eventually, Tekashi got into an argument with his associates regarding how much money he was putting into the operation. They didn't like that one bit, and they showed up at his house because of it. In late July last year, Tekashi pulled into his driveway sometime after 4 in the morning and was confronted by 3 armed, masked men. Tekashi has since asserted that they were members of the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods and that he knew them all personally. They smacked him in the face with one of their pistols, knocking him unconscious, and proceeded to stuff him into their car. They then threatened his life, took him into his house, and forced his baby mama to go upstairs and bring down his jewelry. They ended up taking $75,000 in bling off of him and $20,000 in cash. Tekashi later checked himself into the hospital and became uncooperative with the authorities. Shortly after that incident, the sweeping arrests were made and Tekashi was put behind bars. Prosecutors snapped on their chance to flip a key witness, and they got Tekashi moved from city jail to a special federal facility used for witnesses. They then got a plea deal pushed through, and Tekashi was pretty smart to accept it. Without the deal, Tekashi was facing a mandatory minimum of 47 years in federal prison, and that was the best-case scenario. If convicted on all accounts, he could have faced life in a federal penitentiary. In another of our videos, we cover the exact plea deal and the released court documents, so make sure to give it a watch if you're interested in more of the specifics. Be warned, those lawyers go heavy on the legal jargon. In this video, we'll just cover the broad strokes, focusing on the witness protection angle. The 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods are a very violent gang and have been responsible for a litany of violent incidents throughout Brooklyn, the Bronx, and New York City. In fact, Tekashi's lawyer originally tried to get him out of jail on a $1 million bond on the stipulation of house arrest and the surrendering of his passport. However, the judge denied the bond agreement, saying that Tekashi would still be too much of a danger to the citizens of New York. They did get him moved to a federal witness facility, however, for his own safety. His gang is notorious for taking violent retaliation, like the incident that landed him in the hospital, and that was only over a financial disagreement, not even close to the snitching scenario he's currently in. Apparently, Tekashi's family has refused to show their faces in public because they are afraid for their lives. Tekashi has hired additional security for his mom, baby mama, and daughter, so we can only hope it's enough to keep his gang members at bay. Hopefully, it will also help that many of his gang members are currently behind bars. Out of the 12 arrested, all but 2 have reached plea deals. The ones who are still going to stand trial are Alhermiah Nuke Mack and Anthony Harv Ellison. Ellison is accused of kidnapping Tekashi last July, along with all the encompassing racketeering and gun charges. Mack is charged with narcotics trafficking and racketeering. They are the last holdouts against an overwhelming sea of evidence which has seen the rest of their co-defendants already reach plea deals, and it's likely that they will be found guilty as a result of not only Tekashi's cooperation, but everyone else who struck a plea deal. That being said, Tekashi is the only one set to take the stand against them in court. The trial against the 2 remaining gang members was set to begin this week, as was Tekashi's testimony, but it has apparently been postponed. DJ Academics, who is a close friend to Tekashi, posted on Twitter about the delay. The post read, "The trial in which 6ix9ine is expected to appear, take the stand, and testify against his alleged kidnappers will not start today as previously scheduled. It has been rescheduled for next Monday." The comments below the post only echo the public support for 6ix9ine. Some of them read, "If 6ix9ine was out right now, we would have had some of the best summer bangers." And "Free Tekashi, one of the hardest rappers ever, top 10, no cap." Tekashi's former music manager was just sentenced to 15 years in prison as a result of his deal, which is way less time than a potential life in prison. But Tekashi isn't going to spend any time in federal prison, it seems, because he's going into the witness protection program after pleading guilty to the 9 counts charged against him. The court documents clearly state, should the defendant successfully cooperate, the government agrees that it will file at the time of sentencing a motion for a sentence below any mandatory minimum. It is understood that the defendant's cooperation is likely to reveal the activities of individuals and that witness protection may be required at a later date. Witness protection is a serious step for Tekashi, not that it's unwarranted, but it's a little bit of a career destroyer. There are 2 things to consider here. First, Tekashi is a classic gangster rapper with a legitimate thugged-out past, a criminal record, and has been regularly involved in serious criminal activity, including an incident that left an innocent New Yorker with a bullet in their body that was intended for a rival gang member. The Bloods cultivate a serious snitches get stitches policy, and that is reflected across the gangster rap scene. Taking the witness stand is a huge betrayal to that culture. Not only could it see Tekashi injured, or worse, but it goes against the entire image he's been building for the past 5 years. The second reason is that the witness protection program will remove him from the public spotlight entirely. He won't be able to have a rap career if he's adopting a new identity, and that won't be a cakewalk either. Tekashi 6ix9ine has some seriously recognizable face tattoos, which means he will have to undergo some plastic surgery, or at least intense tattoo removal to blend in wherever the federal government is sending him. His rap career will certainly be over, with no chance to perform ever again without fearing for his life. The Bloods have reportedly put out a hit on Tekashi, saying that if any member of the Bloods ever came into contact with him, they were to fire on him. What do you think about all of this? You think Tekashi will make it to the witness protection program? Or do you think he'll be gunned down before he can make it out of New York? How extensive will his testimony be? Will he have to undergo plastic surgery? Let us know all of your thoughts in the comments below. We'd really love to hear them. Thanks so much for watching through to the end. It really means a lot. This has been Lime Report, taking you through more details of Tekashi's 6ix9ine's legal drama. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and comment keyword witness for a chance at our $100 Amazon gift card giveaway. Make sure to hit that notification bell too, so you never miss an update on the news that matters most to you. Once again, thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time right here on Lime Report.
I felt walking into school, I was just like invisible, like presence-wise, you know what I'm saying?
Streets.
Yeah, we're gonna streets.
You never see? Nah, stop. No.
Nah, put this on video.
No, my barber just left, son. My barber just left. It says he knows.
I showed up. At the World Star Show in Austin, I'm the headliner. I'm the main event. Like, there's T Grizzly, Rich. That always stuck with me, because I was just like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, like, I don't got enough money to buy.
Knows him from around the way.
And I walked the street, bro. $150,000 chain, man. Kid, YFN, Rollo, all of them, that was the lineup. I'm the headliner. It was tight. depressing. Like, it was just like, damn, like.
Honestly, hold on. Yo, I gotta be honest, man. Yo, Tekashi's my guy. He's a top troll, and this is a real serious moment.
I'm leading the show, you know what I'm saying? You book a show at Powerhouse, right?